Well, this is it. The not-so-grand finale to the series. Watch the previous ones for better context. You guys waited for like what? A month for this one? So, without further ado, let's start.
In the beginning, the other gods were born. How or why they were born, it is said that only Yog-Sothoth knows. The rest of us only know that they were born. Chief among the other gods was Azathoth, who exists at the center of all creation. Now, the other gods hunger incessantly, and since they are mindless, they cannot recognize friend from foe, so they are known to engage in cannibalism.
So, the reason why the Great Old Ones are called mindless is not because they're stupid or dumb. No, that is the most normie, brain-dead take ever. You see, the Great Old Ones are supposed to be reflections of how Lovecraft viewed the universe, and Lovecraft believed that the cosmos and the universe has no purpose or consciousness. So therefore, his Great Old Ones, or gods, have no purpose or consciousness. Also, there are like other things in the void, like the hunting horrors and the Migo. So this passage is likely referring to those fauna in the void.
And Azathoth is no exception, but since Azathoth is so much more powerful than the rest of the other gods, it is likely that he could eventually devour all of them if he is left unchecked, and so to prevent this, the amorphous flute player circled around him and began to play a song that would keep him sedated. It then became the job of others, mainly Nyarlathotep, to regularly feed Azathoth.
Let's actually read these two passages to see what they're really talking about, because I'm pretty sure your viewers don't read it all. That eldritch, scaly monster bore its helpless rider, hurtling and shooting, cleaving the uttermost rim and spanning the outermost abysses, leaving behind the stars and the realms of matter, and darting meteor-like through stark formlessness towards those inconceivable, unlighted chambers beyond time, wherein Azathoth nods shapeless and ravenous amidst the muffled, maddening beats of vile drums and thin, monotonous whine of accursed flutes. This passage does not support your claim about Nyarlathotep feeding Azathoth or the other Great Old Ones feeding Azathoth. I mean, yeah, sure, it says that Azathoth gnaws shapeless, but that's just it. In fact, this is just a scene of Randolph Carter riding a Shantak through the void after he got tricked by Nyarlathotep. Well, it's not really a trick, more like a gift. Yeah, to all those fucking dumbasses. No, Nyarlathotep was not feeding Carter to Azathoth. He was gifting Carter madness and the void's vengeance. It literally says it right here. Okay, but how about this passage? Alright, let's read it. These blacknesses are lesser than he who guardeth the gateway, he who will guide the rash one beyond all the worlds into the abyss of unnamed devourers, for he is Umara Twill, the most ancient one. Again, this passage is not supporting your claim of the Great Old Ones feeding Azathoth. This is talking about Umara Twill guiding people to the ultimate void. You f***ing moron.
Until the day comes when Azathoth has received enough sacrifices that he can step into the physical realm, and then he will have his final banquet.
Where the hell are you getting this information? I can't find it anywhere.
That's his story.
No, it's not. Azathoth technically appeared once, and he had a relatively minor role. So, yeah, he's like Shub McGrath. He has no story.
So, Azathoth is the strongest of the other gods. In universe, Lovecraft gives him top dog status. Even Nyarlathotep is afraid of him.
Now, aside of the Crawling Chaos, despite its title of The Crawling Chaos, having nothing to do with the mythos, this passage you brought up doesn't support your claim that Nyarlathotep fears Azathoth. God damn it! Did you fail English comp when you were a kid? Anyway, this passage is not referring to Nyarlathotep fearing Azathoth. It's referring to a great malevolent ocean being afraid of dark gods of the inner earth that are greater than the evil god of waters, whatever that means. But nonetheless, the passage does not support your claim, and you should please kindly shut up, boy, because you know nothing. Like, seriously, how does this guy get viewers? Man, his viewers must be like very, very retarded.
But is that it? Is that all Azathoth has to offer? Just a couple of statements?
Yes, actually. H.P. Lovecraft did not intend his gods to be the center focus, according to the Lovecraft scholar David E. Schultz. Instead, he intended his gods to be the background. Yeah, that explains why these guys don't show up a lot if you actually read the stories. In fact, Lovecraft didn't intend his stories to be a grand bout between gods. He intended them to be, horror. Cosmic horror. So I find it very disrespectful that you would twist a man's work and claim it as his own. Does that make sense? I could have worded properly, but whatever, let's continue.
For example, in the Dreamlands, there is this mountain called Engranek. At one side of this mountain, there is a valley of infinite size, and the other gods turn it into a sea of lava. This feat is credited to all of the other gods in general.
No, the Great Ones did that, which are the Earth gods. In fact, it even says it right there. What are you, blind? No, stupid is more accurate.
In addition, Azathoth is the only of the other gods that has destroyed a planet. This happens far into the future. At this point, humanity has been long gone. The only human alive is a time traveler dreamer.
What? Time-traveling dreamer? That sounds like something from The Hounds of Tyndalos by Frank Belknap Long. And, spoiler alert, the time traveler character gets eaten by the Hounds of Tyndalos in the end, so yeah. Anyway, I'm curious, where do you get this time-traveling character from? Because you said in your live streams that you only read mythos stories written by Lovecraft and not others. So I'm curious, where do you get this from?
And in fact, if there are any sentient creatures ruling the planet around this time, they are spider.
Oh, you just butchered the shadow out of time. Okay, so for those who haven't read The Shadow Out of Time, which you should, it's one of Lovecraft's best, and Literary Who just completely butchers the story, in the novella, there is no such thing as a time-traveling human that can dream, or something. No. Instead, it introduces one of the most iconic Lovecraftian aliens, which are the Great Race of Yith, shortened to as the Yithians. Now, I would summarize and, clarify what the novella is about, but I suggest reading the novella yourself because I don't want to spoil it. It's a very good novella.
People. It is at this point when Nyarlathotep summons Azathoth into the physical realm, and Azathoth one-shots the planet.
Again, the crawling chaos is not part of the Cthulhu Mythos. Because of these reasons. And plus, it's not confirmed that Azathoth destroyed the world in that story. In fact, I think it was that malevolent wave or something. Also, where did you get the claim that Nyarlathotep would summon Azathoth and he would destroy our world or something? Where do you get that? I'm curious. Where did you get that information from? Can you please cite your sources? God.
Right, now let's go back to Azathoth one-shotting the Earth, because there's something else I have to say about that. Before Azathoth shows up on Earth, the gods of Earth appear and try to rescue the time-traveling dreamer, but as soon as Azathoth is summoned, the gods of Earth skedaddle, they run away, which shows that the gods of Earth are terrified of Azathoth. Now,
Oh, cool. Anyway, the crawling chaos is not part of the mythos, so this is completely irrelevant. Also, those aren't the Earth gods, those are the Toll gods and the Cytherian gods. Okay, here's something that I noticed. Every single power scaler would conflate every single story that Lovecraft wrote to be part of the mythos, when in reality, Lovecraft is not J.R.R. Tolkien, okay?
Now going back to the powers of Azathoth, the music used to keep Azathoth asleep is not a joke. Let me give you some sense of scale. Nyarlathotep owns... how do I put this in a way that doesn't trigger the algorithm? Nyarlathotep owns non-paid servants, and these servants have trumpets. The sound from these trumpets can one-shot night guns.
And once again, I question your intelligence. No. Nyarlathotep's trumpet-playing slaves are not the same trumpet players that cause the night gaunts and ghouls to cease from existence or just disappear. It says it right here in the text. Are you dumb? Are you stupid? Considering you did butcher the shadow out of time, I'm willing to incline that your IQ is room temperature. On an extra note, I think that Nyarlathotep was the one that made those ghouls and night gaunts disappear.
And finally, before I move on to something else, Azathoth is really big. In general, Lovecraft tends to compare the other gods with planets and stars, and that already makes Azathoth a really big guy.
For you.
But in addition, Azathoth is said to be boundless. Now, this can be taken as a reference to either his power or his size.
It's supposed to be eternity. Like I said, the Great Old Ones, especially Azathoth, are supposed to be reflections of Lovecraft's personal views on the universe. And I'd say that Azathoth is, well, the size of eternity, and has the power of eternity. So yeah.
Now let's talk about his weakness. What? Weakness, I hear you exclaim. That's right. See, from the very beginning, I've been purposely withholding a little piece of information from you, because I was waiting until we got to this moment.
Okay, surprise me.
The other gods have a weakness to light. It hurts them, and with enough of it, you can even kill them. This applies to all of them, even mighty Azathoth.
Why am I not surprised? You have proven yourself once again to be the dumbest person I have ever seen. Well, probably second to those flat earthers and that one emo clown. Honestly, I think your audience is more stupid. Anyway, let's go over these passages and see what they actually say. So, these two passages are referring to the Haunter of the Dark, aka an avatar of Nyarlathotep. And it has been shown that these avatars are not equal to a Great Old One's true form. Now, I know those idiots are gonna say, actually, Nyarlathotep is weak to light. No, you f***ing moron! Because the Pharaoh and the Black Man have been exposed to light, and they're completely fine. This sentence right here is talking about the Mi-Go. What's my evidence? Well, let me show you the full passage where this sentence was taken from. Yeah, it's clearly talking about the Mi-Go. And lastly, this passage is talking about the hunting horrors. Hell, you even underlined hunting horror. Unless you can convince me that the hunting horrors are the Great Old Ones, which means that Nyarlathotep rules over the Great Old Ones. And the claim of the Great Old Ones dying or being killed is so un-Lovecraftian that the Call of Cthulhu, yes, the Call of Cthulhu, has completely debunked the notion that Great Old Ones can die, because it literally says that they can never die. but also they cannot truly live, so it means it's paradoxal, which means that you can't really kill something that can't truly live. So, yeah, great old ones can't die.
So now, we can finally address the eternal meme. Let's talk about the nonsensical notion that Azathoth dreams reality. A lot of people say this. I am here to inform you that this is not true. Lovecraft wrote almost 100 stories, and there isn't a single mention about Azathoth dreaming reality. You will not find a single line of text written by Lovecraft that states Azathoth dreams reality. If you ever see somebody saying that Azathoth dreams reality, please correct them. Please inform them that this is not true, and tell them that they can look it up for themselves.
Well, you're completely wrong because it was stated right here in Funky from Yugef, and it was stated again in Henry Kuttner's Hydra. So, this is the outro of the video. Couldn't really make a proper outro, you know? Currently I'm just drawing Azathoth right here. It takes quite a long time for you to try to draw the impossible, you know? I just want to say that I didn't intend my channel to be centered around power scaling or debunking power scalers. No. I intended my channel to be a Lovecraft channel, first and foremost. Like, the whole thing about debunking power scalers is just secondary. I didn't intend it to be the main focus of my channel. But, you know, it's just that these power scalers really bother me because, look, I know that power scalers are not doing anything wrong. It's just that it feels disrespectful how they would take the works of someone else and misconstrue it and misrepresent it, especially an artist like H.P. Lovecraft. So, after this video, I won't be doing anything related to power scaling at all. Hopefully. Because, you know, not only that, I just want to make Lovecraft related stuff, like pure Lovecraft, and devoid of, you know, this power scaling nonsense. But also because that I fear that this character I put up, this, you know, belligerent, mean character would slowly become, you know, my actual character. Ever heard of the Mask by Robert W. Chambers and the King of Yellow short story? Yeah, I mean, collection of short stories. Yeah, you get what I mean. Your mask becomes your face. That's what I fear. If I continue the series of debunking power scalers. Another thing I want to say is thank you for tuning in to what I have to say, and it's just taking the time to listen to what I'm saying. And I am very glad that my videos are introducing people to Lovecraft, you know, because the man deserves the recognition. Like, he deserves it, okay? I didn't script this, so that explains why I'm stammering and stuttering a lot, so yeah. But I gotta say, I hope you stay tuned for what I have in store for in the future, because it's gonna be a hell of a lot more interesting than this. I guarantee it.